How's it going out there, everybody? Bigfoot Mike coming at you live here on location. We're gonna take you through the BigFoot 13-hole layout for the 2022 Ice Bowl Championships right here, Carl Albert Park. This is the first hole here, which is technically gonna be hole 3. The way the round starts, you start on hole 1 like normal, play hole 1, play hole 2. This whole awesome picturesque hole down the hill right here. We got the basket a little bit further left than normal, so it can kind of get a little bit unique here. Either we throw that forehand line or backhand. Honestly, it's probably just a straight mid-range. Myself and Squatch is here. We're here to bring this breakdown of these 4 new holes, and just to let everyone know, it's the regular 9-hole layout here at Carl Albert Park plus 4 holes. This is going to be hole number 1 of the 4 new holes for this layout. So we're going to take you through, we're each going to throw 2 shots throughout this series here, this video. I'll throw 2, Squatch is going to throw 2. We're going to kind of talk you through what we're thinking, try and give you all a little guide on getting yourself prepared for 2022 Texoma Ice Bowl Championships. Here we go.
All right, everybody, Squatch here at hole number 1 out of the 4 that we're going to show you today. This is actually hole number 3 though, just like Mike said. It is a little further left than normal. Normally when we've played this before, I've just thrown a mid right straight at it. With it being a little to the left, that makes it a little unique. So I'm going to try 2 different shots. I'm going to try a backhand kind of turnover, and I'm going to try a backhand hyzer at it. We're going to go with the turnover first. I'm going to try a Axiom Hex. It has almost the same flight numbers as a Buzz, but for me, I find it to be a little more overstable than a Buzz. It has a little bit more fade at the end. So we're going to try that on a little kind of flex right at it. I did not put near enough ante on that, so that may not have been the right disc choice.
As y'all see here, there's the basket. So we're gonna have Squatch reload.
I'll try a Buzz on the same line.
Okay, buzzing. Here we go.
I do think that disc is a little more overstable. Yeah, that's
right at it. It's right at it.
Yep. And all right, now I'm gonna try the backhand hyzer route. I'm gonna go with the Malta, pretty overstable mid. Try to get it to the right of that tree, let it fade in. No, didn't get it far enough right. I wonder if I have something else I could try.
What about an easy Raptor?
Yeah.
Alright, he's going with the easy backhand Raptor here, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to slow it down because I want this to fly like the Malta, so definitely be slower. Yep.
Right there, Park City, y'all. Nice shot. Sometimes you just gotta listen to Caddy Bigfoot on that, right? That's what you need to do. Also, nice thing about that is, I mean, you got that plenty wide, so we do have this construction zone area that's definitely going to be playing casual, but the road back behind the basket is definitely going to be out of bounds. So definitely want to be careful if you go too far, or if you turn over a shot and it goes over the road or beyond, that's definitely going to be out of bounds. So here we go. I'm going to give it a whirl here. Alrighty, y'all. Going with the Prodigy M2, very similar to a Buzz, very similar to a Rock. It doesn't have quite the same glide as a Buzz. I'm gonna try this on a turnover line, see if we can get one snugged up real close. Here we go.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Edge of circle.
Edge of circle. I might have put a little bit too much ante on it, but you know what? I'll take that. That's probably edge of circle, and guess what? I mean, I'll run that, and worst case scenario, I'm making a 3. Definitely. I'm gonna try forehand route here, see if we can get one up there close. Alrighty, y'all. Gonna throw the Prodigy X3 on a forehand line. Some of y'all might see this forehand line. I think personally it's a little dangerous because you have the skip to contend with the road, but I'm gonna throw one up there and see if we can snug one up. I'm gonna have to get wide. There's also some low-hanging branches as well that we need to be careful on. If you're too high, you're definitely gonna get caught in them. Let's see if I can get one up there.
Ooh, barely stayed in.
Barely stayed in. So that's one. That's a pretty fast disc to throw. 12 speed. Probably my recommendation. Might want to throw more like a fairway if you're gonna go that forehand route. Maybe a T-bird, T-bird 3, something that's a little bit more overstable. Maybe even something like an F3 or an H2, something like that. That's gonna give you a little bit more stability. So definitely, this is hole 1. Definitely an awesome look for a 2. So let's run up there, see how close we are. Let's see if we can tap in these 2s. All right, y'all, so mine definitely right here, a little short. I'd say that's probably right at circle's edge. The one thing I will say, honestly, really the backhand line definitely is so much more bailout area here to the left. So personally speaking, I think the hyzer line, making sure you utilize, don't flirt with the out of bounds. So something a little bit more stable. I like this M2, you know, for that turnover, but I will say this, if basically you could kind of pan up here, you see these branches and stuff over here you've got to deal with. That's going to knock down some discs, so be careful if you get it up too high. But definitely for me, I think the safer route is definitely looking to go that kind of hyzer route. But nonetheless, this is a circle's edge putt. My forehands right there on the inside got saved, hit that railing, so that's in bounds. But definitely road and beyond, I mean, I'm talking about if I didn't hit that railing, I'm probably out of bounds. So definitely keep that in mind. Let's kind of follow up. Let's see where Squatch is at, see if he can kind of talk through his.
Well, my last shot, once I finally figured it out, the Raptor, it's up there parked. The first one was over here, this hex. I didn't throw this correct at all, but as you can see, you're still left with a makeable putt if you're going for that backhand route. And then here was my next throw that I thought I actually did throw the disc how I wanted to. I just went a little past the basket. But other than that, that's still in the circle. It's an edge of circle putt, but again, it's still makeable. So I definitely think the backhand line's the way to go. Obviously this tournament, that's what we're trying to do, trying to get some birds. Worst case scenario here, y'all, it's a 3. I mean, you pick up your 3 and head to the next hole. Just main thing on this hole, do not throw OB. We've got a Drew Parker, Jason Hicks sighting right here. Some youngsters playing. How about that, y'all? Grow the sport. That's awesome to see. Next generation, y'all. All right, here we are back with Mason. Let's see if he can convert these. Mason, talk him through this putt. Oh yeah, so this is about an edge of circle putt. Realistically, it's not one that you're gonna make every time, but most of the time you should be converting this for a birdie. Or at least I should, I feel like I should.
There we go, no pressure, y'all. All right, let's see, come on, man.
There it is.
Boom, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Money.
Yeah, had to figure it out. That basket's a little skinnier than a regular basket.
There we go. Well, hey, y'all, definitely this hole, technically hole 3. So after this hole, you're gonna play the original hole 3, or hole 3 that plays to that back corner. So that stays the same. It's just the hole now is number 4. And after that, you're gonna play hole 5, which obviously now is hole 6. So then now we're gonna take you to the second new hole, and here we go. Alrighty, y'all, this is hole number 2 of the extra holes for the 2022 Texoma Ice Bowl Championships. This is a simple hole, so I want you to kind of take a look at. We're going to take a look here at Mason. So he's standing right here on the tee pad, and this is going to play around. You got to be careful. It's a little treacherous there on the left, and the basket right there is where you're going to be throwing. There's a lot of OB, obviously OB here to the right with the road, and then you've got all down in there. You got to be careful. So definitely this is a 220-foot hole. We're going to go ahead, everyone, we're going to give you a sneak peek here at how to play this hole. Alrighty, Squatch, tell us what you're going to be throwing here on this hole.
Well, on this hole, I'm going to throw Undertaker first. Even though it's a pretty short hole, only 220, maybe 230 at the most, because of the angle you have to go at it, you either have to have a really overstable putter or mid, or you have to disc up but lower your arm speed down enough to get it to hyzer over. Otherwise, you're going to be OB in the road. So it's just a nice, simple, easy shot. You're not really throwing too hard. I let that out early.
Okay.
Throw number 2, we're going to try a Raptor. That way I can make sure I can hold on to it longer and be able to swing it out over the road. Not be so worried about that.
Here. Shot. That's right there.
Yep.
Solid, solid. What makes this tough, y'all, I mean, we're right here close to the water, so definitely gonna want to be careful. If you hyzer out too quickly, this is where you're going. That was a pretty good shot by Mason. Alrighty, y'all, I'm throwing the M2. My theory is here on this, just let the disc out flat, let it hyzer out, and just keep it low enough to where it doesn't go high and clip one of those branches. Let's see how it goes. Definitely the one you want. That's circle one. I feel that's probably about a 15-footer. I think that's a 2. Alrighty, here we are walking up, and you'll see, I mean, this is definitely a makeable putt for Mason. I'd say that's about maybe 18 foot, 15 foot. I
still hyzered out a little too quick. I needed to get it out over the road more, trusting that with it's a driver. That was a terrible putt. I haven't putted at all yet today. Let's try one more. Try to get in here. There we go.
There it is. There it is. And this was my... So here we go. BigFoot Tour Series, y'all. Alrighty, y'all. This is hole 3 of the extra add-on holes. Technically, this would be hole number 9. So this is going to be the hole after the original hole 6. So the way this hole works, it's set up where the tee pad is a little bit down. You'll see Squatch's cart there. It's a few paces down, so we got to throw a little bit up the hill. And this particular trunk right here, we're going to have a Mando left. So right here, you got to make sure you're left of here, but the basket is in such a manner where, I mean, this could be another type of hyzer type shot, or if you want to throw a little flex forehand. So we're going to give this a run. We're going to try a couple different methods and see, kind of preview what this hole is going to be. Here we go.
All right, so I just lasered it at 186, I believe. So it's probably going to play a little further than that, probably more like 210, 215, just because you're having to run uphill, so you got to put more on it, but also it's more physically uphill. And there's kind of a little ridge right there, like circle 1. If you're not right under the basket, you're kind of putting a little uphill at the basket. I'm gonna try a backhand and a forehand. So for the backhand, I'm gonna try a Malta, just let it out, let it fade in. The issue with the backhand is you've got those 3 trees guarding it on the right side because they're all in front of it. So you have to kind of get lucky with that backhand.
Okay, we're good.
All right, so that's probably edge of circle 1. It did hyzer out a little too quick, but I've got an open look. I'm not having to deal with the trees. So let me figure out what I'm gonna throw for a forehand real fast, and we'll be back for that. All right, I wanna try a forehand here too, just because there's a lot more room for the disc to work closer to the basket on the left side than what there is on the right side. I'm gonna try a zone here. I'm not the best at forehanding, so we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna try to put it on a little Annie, let it kind of fade out right at the basket. That was too, let go of it too far to the left. I think it would have been a good shot otherwise though. I just needed to swing it out a little more. I can try one more time. I've got another zone.
All right,
try
here we
one
go.
more. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. That's a look, but somebody that's better at forehanding could probably do it a lot better than I am. I'm not very good at it.
Alrighty, y'all. M2 on hyzer, aiming right at that pine tree. Here we go.
Yeah, that'll do it. I think you're on the other side, probably looking at a circle 1 putt.
Yeah, I think on that one, I had it a little low. I probably could have, if I put it up a little higher, could have given it a little bit of chance to work further back left. I think I'm on the back side. Main thing is I did make the Mando, which is obviously that's critical. The only other thing I guess to keep in mind is that if you go into the track, that would be considered out of bounds. So I might be flirting with that a little bit. So we'll see how we do. Alrighty, y'all, my forehand flex, I'm gonna throw an X3 from Prodigy. So definitely need to give it a little bit more, a little bit of height on that ante. Give it a chance to work back to the left. Hopefully, it is a pretty fast disc, so hopefully it doesn't skip too far. So here we go, we're gonna give it a rip.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I think the skip though is gonna hurt me. I think that skipped out into the track, so I think that technically would be OB. So probably don't need to throw something that fast that's gonna skip. It looked good in the air, but I probably either needed to put it a little bit more inside that line so that way when it actually came out of it, wouldn't skip that far. But this might be a little bit maybe slower, overstable mid on the flex. So let's go check out, see where how close our discs are. Already all walking up the fairway here. It's a Mando piece, but you'll see. Okay, perfect. So we've got, this is that. Alright y'all, so here is the Mando here, and you got to stay left of it. And I'm looking and seeing this was that zone. Not bad leave, honestly. I mean, this is a pretty solid. This is a pretty solid little look here. Probably right on circle's edge, just outside of circle's edge. Here was that Malta right here. This one is solid, very solid right there. And let's see where
your backhand throw is on the backside back here, safe.
Okay, yeah, I can live with that. Right here is my M2, and I think my X3. Yep, there it is. Just got OB. So that's the danger of this particular hole, is that, I mean, the basket is right here, so you got to be careful. If you go too wide, you're gonna go right here on the track. And you know, this first one, this mid, I think this is definitely the play. I mean, I feel pretty confident, you know, right here with this putt. There it is. Make it twice, just to make sure. That's a 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Backhand's easier for me personally, just because that's what I'm better at. It may shot shape better for a forehand, but for me and Mike, our backhands were our best throws, so it's not a bad option. You just got to make sure you either get inside or outside of all 3 of these trees.
Alrighty, y'all. Here is the 4th of the new holes. This will be considered hole 12, and so we're gonna play hole 8, normal hole 8, which is personally one of my favorites out here. Technically that's gonna be hole 11. So the way this hole works is we're gonna be here, so you'll notice there is original hole 8, or in this case hole 11 basket. We're gonna walk right over here, so we're kind of close to the track, but we're right here where these white flags are, and the basket, you'll see, is right there, 195 feet. So there is a forehand potential line as well as a backhand turnover line. So we're gonna see how this one goes.
All right, I'm gonna try both types of shots. I'm gonna try forehand first with a zone, and then I'm gonna try backhand turnover with a fierce. I personally, just looking at it, I think it's probably a forehand shot, but we'll try both and see which one's better.
Right there, yep.
Right there, maybe a 15-footer, 20-footer, not too bad. Let's try backhand turnover, see how that goes. Oh, too high, hit that limb. I think it was gonna be good though. I've got another fierce. Let's try it one more time. A little lower this time.
A little bit over, but hey, that's still gonna be a circle 1.
A little too much.
Right on circle's edge, probably.
Yeah, I think the issue with that is with really both shots is you're sloping downhill. So you could possibly even throw something around, but you have a lot to contend with. It does make coming into the hill better if you throw some kind of backhand around. I could try it just to see what it looks like, but
let's try it.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's try with the zone backhand.
All right, hyzer zone.
Like I said, it definitely looks like it's better for the hill, but you got to get around this tree, and you have a kind of a guardian tree up there. I think that's actually pretty good. Yeah. That's in circle.
All right. Alrighty, y'all, I'm going to throw the forehand first at the X3. One thing I think that makes this hole a little bit interesting is if you go long, it is pretty rough back there. So you definitely don't want to go too deep. But my plan is I'm going to play it out left towards those guy wires. So this is actually playing pretty close to hole 9. T-pad OG9, so definitely we're going to have that closed off obviously for the event, but I'm going to play it out there and let it kind of skip back to the right and see if we can snug this one up close first, close putt. Here we go.
Oh, nearly aced it.
Okay.
I think you went through the bottom of the basket.
Yeah, so that's going to be in definitely about a 10-footer, I would say, hopefully. I'm going to throw a backhand turnover with the M2. So again, the main thing I guess I want to point out too is there's some limbs that kind of come down. So you have to definitely be careful because those limbs definitely come into play if you happen to throw it nose up. So let's see if I can keep this one, throw it nice and smooth here. Here we go. Well, I definitely threw it a little low. Just trying to keep that nose angle down, but I think if I had that a little higher and on that right angle, I think I could have got all the way back there. I think it's probably outside circle 1, so be a long birdie look, but definitely have a 3 wrapped up.
No, I tried to put a little more hyzer on that one because they were all floating to the right.
So those last couple were Lunas. The interesting thing about this hole, y'all, is that, I mean, it's definitely an ace run type hole. It's open enough to where it looks simple, but there's a few elements to this that really kind of create some interesting looks. As far as degree of difficulty, I would say this is definitely one of the easier holes for sure. But again, a nice, unique type of throw that, you know, this is going to challenge you with. Now as we get close, so this is my M2, so not a horrible lead, but as you'll start to notice, the basket is a little bit on a downslope, so you can get a potential roll away. And again, this is kind of becomes a little bit of a quick green here, so you'll notice there's a few of the ones that we've thrown.
So this was my backhand that I went all the way around with. And my idea with this was to come into the hill, to not have that roll away. Because you can see like some of my other backhand turnovers, they rolled down the hill because they were coming this direction. So I actually think this isn't too bad. I think that's a fairly easy putt right there.
And plus, you know, putting back up the hill, you know, have a good, you could be real aggressive with this particular putt as well.
Which my forehand zone, you can see it right there, the orange one. It was fine too. I think that's close enough that you don't have to necessarily worry about the hill. But if you are further that way, it becomes a challenging putt because if you go past, you're probably going down there.
So that again, this hole has a little bit of that roll away potential. This was my X3, so I'm pretty, you know, that's close, and I'm not too bad. But you can see here, it can get kind of hairy back in there for sure. I mean, this is just a temporary hole, of course, and I mean, I would take that look all day. But definitely got to be careful because if you go too deep, y'all, I mean, we could be looking at trying to have a tough look at the birdie. Alrighty, y'all, I got one of Mason's Lunas that he was throwing here, but I mean, there's a lot of vines and stuff here, and it's not that far. Look at this, is like what, a 15-footer here?
Yeah, 15.
So that's what, like we're saying, man. If you go long, it gets. I mean, if you're in here, y'all, you're gonna need your Pilates. You're gonna need something, because the other thing is, like, I had to limbo here underneath these vines, you can see, and these thorns. So y'all be careful, man. Do not go long on this hole. Pro tip, y'all, do not go long. Alrighty, y'all, I know what y'all are thinking. Hey, Mike, why we got a basket right here next to hole 9T? Well, guess what, y'all? We're about to show you hole 13, closing hole, new tee location. So here we go. Alrighty, y'all, here we are. This right here is the tee pad for hole 13. You'll notice here, there's the road here, y'all. We got the side hill right here, but right here, there's a nice little flat spot, and we're throwing right here to the same hole 9 basket right there. So it's pretty open, y'all. I mean, there's a lot of room for forehands. There's room for backhands. So this one's kind of a dealer's choice, whatever you want to throw. So here we go.
I'm gonna try same thing we've been doing. Try a forehand and a backhand. Just looking at it, I think the forehand's better. You're going into the hill. The only thing about it is you're bringing OB more into play because it's behind the basket if it's coming in on that forehand line, whereas a backhand, you're really not bringing OB into play unless you just shank a shot, but your shot has to be really good on that backhand, otherwise it's going to go down the hill. I'm going to try a Raptor for the forehand. We got plenty of room over there to let it come in, so we got a little bit of headwind too, and this is one of the few discs that I trust to throw on a forehand in the wind. So let's try this. Not too bad. I could have put it just a little further, but that's right there. It's probably a 20-footer, somewhere in there. I'm satisfied with that. All right, I'm gonna try a buzz here for the backhand. My idea with this is I don't want it to fade a lot at the end because it'll go down that hill. So I'm just gonna try to put it right at that big tree to the right of the basket, let it fade right into it. Yeah, pretty much what I wanted. It did go down the hill though. That's kind of what I was talking about, why I think the forehand is better.
Alrighty, y'all, I'm going X3 forehand. I like the idea of it kind of skipping on this bottom level and just kind of working back up the hill. One thing to note, parking lot is definitely out of bounds, and you've got that railing to be careful on. So if you go too deep, that might be an issue. So here we go, X3, here we go. It's a little wide. Definitely probably could have put that a lot closer towards the basket, let it work. If I was going to release it that wide, I probably need to put a lot more hyzer on it to let it work back. So, all right, turnover backhand, y'all. M2. I think the turnover backhand actually might work because I like a forehand. It's going to hit into that hill. I just need to make sure I get enough on it. This hole right here, playing roughly 245 feet. So definitely, here we go, M2. I just need a little bit more air. I mean, that's outside circle one. Definitely, if I pad a little bit more air on it, I think I can get that there. Definitely for me, I think the forehand play is definitely the play. Just make sure you're not too wide. Obviously, it's going to leave yourself a long putt. But hey, worst case scenario, I'm looking at a 3. This hole should be a 2. Alrighty, y'all. So here's where my M2 ended up. I've got a straddle putt out, not one that you'd want, because guess what? Hit that hill, you're going down the hill. So definitely want to keep that in mind as well. We got OB here to the right, so you definitely want to be careful if you go too far to the right here. Alrighty, y'all. So back here in that corner is where we were, and we're throwing back up towards the basket. This here is my X3, so it's not too far actually. I've got a pretty good look here. Celebrity putt. Oh, nice. There we go. But yeah, this X3, I mean, it looked pretty wide when I threw it here, y'all. But I'm telling y'all, this is not a bad leave. I'll take this all day right here. I mean, this is definitely a good potential leave. I feel pretty confident putting back up the hill. And Hey, who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Quarantine, how are you doing?
Hey, look at who is this guy, y'all? Come over here, get in this video.
This is the never present other
It's
invisible
like
course designer.
This is a real Bigfoot here.
What's going on? How's it going? We're so excited to be out here. Beautiful 71-degree January. Absolutely expected January to be at 71 degrees. Wait, why would it not be 71 degrees in January in Oklahoma? What else could you have? 71 degrees.
A couple days.
Phenomenal.
It's gonna be 17.
Phenomenal.
It's 71.
Alrighty, y'all, Bigfoot Mike and Squatch right here. Appreciate everybody checking out this video and seeing the Bigfoot 13-hole layout for the Ice Bowl Challenge. It's the first year for it, y'all, and this layout that we're trying to do, keep it fun, keep it to where they're birdieable, some ace runs, but I want Squatch to kind of go through, give us his thoughts on those 4 new holes plus the existing 9 here at Carl Albert.
All right, yeah, like Mike said, I think they're all birdieable, and I think 3 of the 4 definitely have more than one way you can throw the hole. This hole right over here that's in between normal hole 4 and 5, I'm not sure what number that's gonna be on the 13, maybe 6 or 7, but whichever hole that is, I think that you only have one type of shot, but it's more just about your disc selection and making sure you don't go in the road. So yeah, these new holes are a lot like the rest of the holes at Carl Albert. Execute the shot and you got a birdie. Don't execute the shot and you're probably looking at a par, not too bad. Move on and keep going. It's kind of how Carl Albert is, so it fits well with the course.
Yeah, one thing I will note is, especially since we are having junior division, novice division, as well as even up to intermediate and advanced all the way through, I mean, there's a level for everyone. If you have not signed up, definitely this year we've partnered up with Hands of Hope here in Durant, trying to raise money for them. That's what the Ice Bowl is all about. For those that don't know anything about what the Ice Bowl is, it's an event that raises money for local food banks. And in this case, for us, we want to help support that, our disc golf community. So it's $25 entry free. The advanced division does play for cash payout, and the other amateur divisions are going to be playing for merchandise payout. There's also the awesome player pack. We've got custom stamped discs, and we didn't announce this yet, so those that are watching are going to know we've got the Discmania P2 as an option with the player pack, as well as the Innova DX rocks. So definitely we've got about 36 of those between the two sets of discs there. And then also, if for some reason you're tied up, you cannot play in this Ice Bowl Challenge, you definitely want to check out on February 12th, Bigfoot Disc Golf Shop, we're putting on the Super Bowl Saturday Sling. That's in Eufaula, Oklahoma, Shakota, Oklahoma, with $1,000 added cash for the pro divisions. Awesome player pack from Trilogy. We got custom stamped discs, custom stamped minis, and it's going to be an awesome event. Get on discgolfscene.com. That's how you're going to sign up for the Ice Bowl. That's how you're going to sign up for the Super Bowl Sling. We appreciate everybody's support, not only watching our videos, but coming out, checking out the shop, seeing following our disc drops, and seeing everything that we've got going. So we definitely are going to be posting some more events that we've got going on the rest of the year. But definitely, I appreciate it. Everyone from me, Squatch, and everyone out there, thank you for your support. Come check us out. Help us, man. Help us get out here and raise money for Hands of Hope. And I hope you join us for the Ice Bowl 2022 Texoma Ice Bowl Championships. Bigfoot Mike and Squatch, we're out.